What's up, oil level people? We're going to be going over all the movies coming out this April, so stick around.
You're afraid of dying.
How do you know? You've never tried it before.
All right, you saw the title, you saw the thumbnail, you heard my little intro there. Let's jump right into these movies. So these aren't in any particular order. They're not release order. Not excited about like how excited I am, alphabetical, nothing like that. It's just what came up, like the order they came up on Google, I guess. First up, we got Civil War. Now, if you're an A24 fan, you probably know all about this movie. There's a lot of hype surrounding it. Currently, it's got a 92% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. No audience score because it hasn't came out yet, but it's A24, so you know the cinematography is going to be great. A24 usually has really good storytelling. This one stars Kirsten Dunst, Jesse Plemons, Nick Offerman, Stephen Henderson. Directed by Alex Garland. From what I understand, the story is essentially these journalists are on their way to DC to try to document a potential uprising as the White House is going to be taken over. All the reviews kind of say like you're gonna leave the theater like it's a great movie, but feeling kind of scared and like haunted because this movie it hits a lot closer to home than people want to realize. So my excitement level for this out of 10, I'd have to say like maybe a 7 out of 10 excitement level for this, but that comes out April 11th. Next up, we got The First Omen. Now, if The Omen sounds familiar to you, that's because it's an OG classic. 1976, Omen is still an iconic movie to this day. This is a prequel to that movie. There was several sequels to The Omen as well as a remake that came out. This is supposed to be a prequel to the 1976 version. I think The First Omen is going to dive into the story of where Damien actually came from. Now, this is the movie that's coming out the most, the soonest after the release of this video. It's directed by Arkasha Stevenson. Stars Nell Tiger Free, Sonia Braga, Bill Nye. It comes out April 5th. For this one, I'm going to be honest, my excitement level is probably like a 4 out of 5 maybe. I'll see it, but since the original Omen, nothing after that in the Omen franchise has really been that great. This has the potential to be really good, but right now, like 4 out of 5. I'm going to see it, but it's not super high on my list. Next up is another one I'm not too excited about. It's a remake of the classic Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. That movie was good, but it wasn't like anything crazy, kind of a dark comedy. This one, being a remake to that, doesn't look like it really adds anything significant enough to warrant even being made. I think it's a terrible state of cinema when you can't think of something to do original, so you just remake something without really doing anything significant to change it. It's just the same thing, but newer. That one's is going to be directed by Wade Elaine Marcus. It stars Simone Joy Jones. It's got Nicole Richie in it. It's got Jermaine Fowler in it, who I actually really like. He was in The Blackening. He's also in another movie that comes out in April that we'll get to in a second. He's really good. I really enjoy him. If I do watch the movie, it'll be for his performance because I think he's hilarious. Overall, though, this one is just one. If I'm being honest, I thought it would be a direct-to-streaming release because the marketing for it has not been great. There's not been a really big push to go to theaters to see it. And that one actually comes out April 12th. It's going to be in theaters April 12th. For me, I'd say this one's probably like a 3 out of 10 excitement level. Next up, we got one I am really excited to see, and that's Abigail. This is going to be directed by Radio Silence, who is the directing team behind Scream 5 and 6, also Ready or Not, which was amazing, with Samara Weaving. I'm excited about Abigail. My one complaint has been the trailers. The trailers have given away so much. I can tell you a lot of things that happened in the movie, and it's not even out yet. If you don't know, essentially, this group of criminals is paid to kidnap this 12-year-old whose father is a prominent member of the underworld who's very rich. They're supposed to hold her for 24 hours while the father collects the ransom money. Turns out she's a vampire, and shit just goes awry in exactly the ways you would expect kidnapping a child vampire. It stars Melissa Barrera, Dan Stevens, Catherine Newton's in it, Kevin Durand is in it, and Alicia Weir is playing the 12-year-old girl, playing the titular Abigail. She looks like she's going to do pretty well, but yeah, this comes out April 19th, and I would say like an 8 out of 10 excitement level for Abigail. Next up, we got a Netflix direct release, and that's Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver. This is probably a 1 out of 10 excitement level for me. It comes out the 19th. It's a sequel to the Child of Fire that already came out. direct to Netflix as well. It's directed by Zack Snyder. It stars Sophia Boutella. So I got Charlie Hunnam, Anthony Hopkins, Ed Skrein is in it. Great cast, but just something about it seems generic to me. Like, I saw the trailers for the first one. I know the first one was a big hit, but something about it seems generic, and it just doesn't call to me. Never had any motivation to watch the first one. Don't have any motivation to watch the second one, or if there's going to be more, which I assume there are. Don't know why. Just not excited. Like I said, 1 out of 10 excitement level for that, but it does come out April 19th directly to Netflix. Next up is an interesting one. It's a movie called Sting. So Jermaine Fowler is also in this movie. He's got a smaller part. But this is one that comes out April 12th. However, I've actually already seen it. There was a Mystery Movie Monday showing, and this was the movie that was shown. It's okay. It's a by the books movie. If I told you what it was, if I told you what it was about, and you watched the trailer, you could probably guess everything that's going to happen with like a more than 90% accuracy, because it's a by the books kind of horror. Doesn't do anything genre defining, but it's not bad. It's directed by Kaya Roach Turner. Stars Alila Brown in a kind of the lead role. She's really good. She's a young actress. She's going to do great things if she sticks with horror. Ryan Core, Penelope Mitchell are also in it as her parents. It's about a spider. That's all I'm going to give you. Watch the trailer, but if you do watch the trailer, you're going to know most of the things that happens in it. Like I said, it comes out April 12th. I'm not going to give an excitement level for this one because I've already seen it. Next up is The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. I'm going to say like a 9 out of 10 excitement level for this one. Directed by Guy Ritchie, who, he directs a ton of movies. He's very prolific. He directed Covenant. He directed The Gentleman with Matthew McConaughey. He's got a particular style. But this movie's got Henry Cavill, fucking Superman, Alan Ritchson, which is fucking Jack Reacher, Alex Pettyfer's in it, Carrie Elwes, Isaac Gonzalez. Essentially, it's this like kind of like ragtag team of misfits who get an order to perform an unsanctioned mission to go after Nazis. So you got fucking Superman and Jack Reacher going after and killing Nazis. What more do you want? It looks like a really fun action movie. Can't wait to see it. That comes out April 13th. Excitement level, like I said, like 9 out of 10 for that one. Next up, we got a movie called Challengers. This one, it doesn't look like a bad movie. I want to start with that. It just looks like it's not a movie for me. It looks like it's marketed more toward a female audience. It stars Zendaya as well as Mike Feist and Josh O'Connor. They're all tennis players. It's kind of a love triangle dramatic thing. Doesn't look like a movie for me. It looks like it might be a really good movie, just not one that interests me. It's directed by Luca Guadagnino. Really, I know I'm probably mispronouncing that. I'm really sorry if I am, but that's how it's spelled. Excitement level for this, I'd say maybe a 2 out of 10. It just doesn't look like a movie for me. They play it up like the direction's going to be really sexy and everything, but I think that's going to be like kind of misleading. Like I said, I think it's going to be good, just not a movie for me. That comes out April 26th. 2 out of 10 excitement level. Next up, we got a movie called Sweet Dreams. Now, this is one I just learned about. Very excited about it, though. It's got a really like kind of all-star comedy cast. It's got Johnny Knoxville's going to be in it, Mo Ammar, Bobby Lee, Theo Vaughn, Jay Moore, Brian Van Holt. This one is, it says like some theaters, so I don't think it's going to have a wide theater release. I think it's going to be like a combination theater streaming same day release. It comes out April 12th, and it seems to be the story from what I gathered so far is it's kind of the story of this halfway house, which if you don't know, if a person goes to rehab, when they get out of rehab, sometimes they don't go just directly home. So they go to what's called a halfway house, where you're less locked down than in rehab, but you're not just like going about your normal everyday life with no supervision. You're usually there with other people in recovery, and you kind of help each other along and do that. That seems to be Johnny Knoxville's the main character going through this and struggling with his sobriety and staying clean and sober for his daughter. And it's kind of got a softball thing going on where that's how he finds a way to to cope with being sober and to help him stay sober. It seems to be it's going to be really funny, but also has a lot of heart. I mean, it's kind of a harsh topic, or not a harsh topic, but a dark topic with the topic of addiction and recovery and everything. So I'm really excited to see it. I'd say probably a 7.5 out of 10. excitement level for that. But April 12th is when it comes out, maybe to a theater near you, maybe directly to streaming. And last up on the list is a movie I am super excited for, and it's a movie called Humane. Just learned about this like last week in the theater because I saw a trailer for it. It's going to be directed by Caitlin Cronenberg, who's the daughter of David Cronenberg, very famous body horror director. I don't think this is going to be body horror related at all. At least if it is, they did not give it away in the trailer. This is an interesting premise. It stars Jay Baruchel, Emily Hampshire, Peter Gallagher. Premise is in a kind of a, I don't know when it's supposed to take place, but kind of a, in the future. Overpopulation is a big issue, scarcity of resources. So they developed this system where a certain percentage of the world, essentially, or population, has to volunteer to be euthanized so that the resources will go farther for the remaining population. And like I said, it's a volunteer thing. Peter Gallagher is the father of this group, that includes Jay Baruchel and Emily Hampshire. Him and his wife volunteer to be euthanized. However, the night before, the wife takes off. Well, what happens when you volunteer is you set a date, these people show up to perform the euthanization. Well, you find out, like, he gets euthanized, but then they're like, okay, we're here for two. And they're like, oh, yeah, but our mom left and everything. And he's like, it doesn't matter. Someone else is being euthanized. You have to decide. So, and the family just kind of delves into chaos, trying to either kill one of them or decide who it's going to be. Looks like it's going to be a lot of dark comedy, and I'm really excited to see it. I'd say probably a 9.5 out of 10. It's called Humane, like I said, directed by Caitlin Cronenberg. It comes out April 26th. There you go, everyone. That's the most notable mentions for what's coming out. There are also obviously a ton of movies going like directly to streaming, smaller movies that I haven't heard of. Those are the big ones that are coming out this month. Let me know which one you're most excited for down in the comments. And with that, I love you all. Have a great, safe week.
Oh, I hate goodbyes.